Hi everyone, it's Anne back. I've been on a bit of a roll making these fabric flowers lately. There's method to my madness. I'll show you what I've been doing with them in a little while, but I just wanted to focus on the flowers first. There are many tutorials on YouTube showing you how to make fabric flowers, so none of this will be new, but it's probably new for me, for what I do. So I'd like to just focus in on this particular flower. This is the one I'm going to make today. But I just love these. You can very easily make a variety of flowers. Depending on how you put them together, you get a totally different look. Okay, we'll just move those over there. The good thing about this too is that you get to use up your smallest pieces of fabric, because you don't need fabric that's any bigger than this. And this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 square. I just cut out this little template because it makes it easier to get all the pieces. So I'll just bring in a bunch of fabrics here, and what I'm looking for is fabrics that are kind of the same colour tones. They go together. You know when you put things together whether they work or not. So I just keep piling them up until I think, oh yeah, those will work together, and then I cut out my little squares, and all I do is lay the piece of card on the fabric and just cut round it. It doesn't have to be exact, it can be quite rough. So I just end up with little squares like that. But I've already done some to save time. So I'll just get those. Here we are. The same fabrics, but I just already did cut them out. Going to need a needle and thread, and don't freak out, it's not a big sewing job. This is very simple. I've got a piece of thread, I've got a knot in the end. Let's put my glasses on. It's all in the folding. So you take your piece of fabric, and on the wrong side you fold over at an angle so that you've got 2 little points like that, and then you bring the next one in and fold that across, so you now have 3 little points. Sorry, I'll do that again, it's a slippy fabric. 3 points, and then the 4th one you fold up to the middle, so you've got 4 kind of little corners there that stick out together, but they're all at different levels, and that's what you want to achieve. And then I just hold it between my thumb and finger, put the needle in the bottom, and just wrap the thread around several times, and then put the needle through a couple of times just to secure the thread so it doesn't come off. And that's the first one done. Now you don't even need to cut it. We'll move on to the second one and we'll just keep going. So that's the bright side of the fabric. I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to fold that like that, so I've got a bit of an angle happening, and then fold it like that, across over like that, and then using the same needle and thread, I go almost up to where the other one was, it's just dangling there. Just do the same, hold it between my finger and thumb, then wrap it around, so it's nice and tight, couple of stitches. Okay, move on to the next one. Like that. And after you've done 2 or 3, you'll have it down to a fine art. You won't have to think about it because it will just happen automatically. And I find I need about 6 or 7 for a flower. Usually 6, but occasionally if the fabric is very thin, I've added a 7th one just to balance it out so it doesn't look bare in one spot. I've seen people do this with hot glue just to secure it down like this instead of a thread, but for what I'm making, I want it all to be hands-on. I don't want to use too much glue. And if we got 2, 4, 6, it's probably enough. We'll just do one other just in case we need it. So I'm sure you can see, you know, if you were doing this while you were watching a film or something, you could make heaps of them. Right, it's probably enough now. So I'm just going to cut them apart. Right, what we're going to need next is a little circle of, I'm using felt, you could use card, but because I want to sew them onto something else, I'm using felt, but it can be anything for a base. And I am going to glue them on, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue like that, and I pick the side that's got the most points showing and just place it down like that. And then I do one opposite. Like that. Don't need that one. Okay. So this is what we've ended up with. So just need to finish the middle. And I think for the middle, I'm just going to put a little bit of cheesecloth. This is very open weave cheesecloth, it's just about falling apart, but that's okay. Just put that in the middle, and then I've got an old earring here, and I'm going to cut the what do you call it, the stem bit, the piece that goes through the ear, off, and using a little bit of hot glue just going to put that in the middle like that. Alright, that's our flower. You can see that. That was easy enough to make. You don't have to use you know, pretty laces and things like that, although I do love these. They kind of have a vintage look to them. You can use any of your scraps, and I've got here some bits of blue fabric, so let's make another one. Okay, so same deal as before. Fold them over, try to get all the points showing, and then just wrap it around tight. Move on to the next one. Hard to tell which is the right and wrong side of this fabric. I think that's it. I think part of the reason that set me off down this track is because it's getting close to that time of year where I start thinking about making Christmas presents for people, and because I do like to make things, I have to start fairly early. So I'll show you what I made in just a sec when I just finish this one. But I made some up and showed Kerry, and she was all kinds of excited about them, so she'll no doubt want me to make some for her. Bit of lace snuck in there, can't help myself. Okay, get my circle of felt and a little bit of glue. Now, of course, you could stitch them onto the felt, which I probably will for some of the things I'm making, but gluing them down is fine for if you just want a quick flower for something. They look nice in your journals, or even just when you're wrapping up a present, you can pop one on the top. They look very pretty. Okay, so we got a nice blue one. Covered in glue thread, sorry. Now, if you want to, if you've only got a tiny piece to put in the middle and you feel like it's too small and you're frightened of seeing the where you've knotted the threads around the bottom of the petals, you can use a little bit of lace. That's my needle and thread. Okay, as I was saying, you could just use a little bit of narrow lace and just run like literally a running stitch along the edge. It can be very crude, just stab in and out kind of stitches. Doesn't have to be anything, you know, fine sewing work. Depends on the size of the flower, but I usually find a piece between 6 and 8 inches long is enough to make a reasonable centerpiece. Okay, just gather it up. Just join the beginning and the end together. Okay. And now I can put that on first, and that will cover up all those little all these little pieces in the middle here. I can put that over there and that hides them and gives me a nice center. And then I can just use my centerpiece. Again, this was an earring. I've already cut the back off this one. We'll just put that on there. So a little bit of glue. Put that in the middle. A little bit of glue on the earring. Just hold it down till it grabs. And there we have a blue one. It's so pretty. I'll have to make a blue one now. Alright, so there's our flowers. This one turned out nice. I used all the same for this. This was a piece of net curtain and I made all the little pieces the same, and I quite like that one as well. Alright, well I needed an assortment of different flowers because what I've been doing with them is making these little bags. So it's a little, I don't know what to call them, shabby, boho little bag with a dangle on the side, and you access the bag from the back, so you wear it with the fastening piece next to your body. The bag's all lined, and it's just got a popper on there, and I just love these. I've made 2 of these for the young girls who live next door to me. I'm sure they will love them. This one's different colour, and again access it from the back. It's just big enough for your phone and your bank card, That's probably all you need. Maybe a couple of tissues or something. Alright, so I fell in love with these and I can't stop making them. And that's why I needed the fabric flowers and a variety of different ones. So if you're interested in seeing how I made the other flowers, please let me know. That's it for today. I thank you very, very much for watching, and I hope you have fun crafting, and I'll see you again soon, I hope, in the next video. Bye for now.